Hi, friends. So just so you know, I did set an alarm for 6 o'clock this morning to get up and write this. Didn't get up, wrote it at 7:30, it's fine. But understand that if for anyone who knows me here, you know I don't get up in the morning. So it was big for me to get up and do this just for you. So to get started, I just want to basically share a personal story and then kind of talk about how I overcame some struggles and give you a little challenge. So to give you some background on my life, I come from a really, really conservative Christian family. I moved in with them when I was 5. They became my legal guardians. My life before that, I grew up with a really, really troubled mom who didn't quite know how to take care of her kids. So I moved in with the Browns, and I went to Christian school. I went to church 3 times a week. The girls wore skirts, I wore slacks. Occasionally we could wear jeans. That was always great. Loved that. And I went to Christian school my whole life until my junior year of high school when I went to boarding school at the North Carolina School of Science and Math. So when I got to science and math, I actually didn't want to go there. My parents made me go because they thought it would be a good academic opportunity. So I went there and I was miserable at first. I hated it. I hated that I didn't have my Christian friends, that I didn't get to talk about God or Jesus as much, that I was losing a part of who I thought I was. And that was really tough. And I ended up changing a whole lot during 2 years at the School of Science and Math. My first trimester there, they had trimesters instead of semesters. My first trimester there, I actually got in trouble for making a homophobic comment. And now I walk around wearing a pin on my book bag that says, "I like boys who like boys." So a lot of things have changed. I grew a lot. I started to find myself, and I realized that there's some gray area between the black and white. So then I came to Elon, and best experience ever. Elon's a perfect school. I love it here. And I've had an incredible experience so far. But last summer, I was working at the School of Science and Math as a counselor for one of their summer programs. And one night, all of us counselors were up late. We were just talking about life, playing Phase 10. And suddenly someone started talking about existence. And then one of the counselors started joking about this theory that he has that we, humanity, Earth, our universe, is just a failed science fair experiment. That we were a project that failed because we are flawed and we're destroying our world. And now we're just sitting in the back of some thing's closet in another universe or another world. And I laughed and I was like, you're ridiculous. Like, what are you talking about? God created the Earth. And then that night I couldn't sleep. And I thought to myself, I can't quite prove his theory wrong. And then I started thinking about it the next couple days. And I talked to some people and I was like, I don't know that we aren't just a science fair project. I don't know that we're not just a video game. I don't know that I'm not just a thought in someone else's head. And that was terrifying. I felt lost, I felt alone, I felt like I didn't matter. And I came into the school year in a really, really tough place. And I met with Jan Fuller, I met with the director of my scholarship program, I met with my counselor. I was talking to all kinds of people trying to figure out what my purpose was, why I was here. Was there a purpose? And for the sake of transparency, I didn't get an answer. But that's okay, and that's what I figured out. So I just want to leave you with 3 things from that story. The first is that it's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay to live in the unknown and to think, hey, you know what? I'm me, I'm here right now, and that's all that matters. What happens tomorrow, what happens a year from now, big whoop, I'll deal with it then. Nobody expects you to know what you're doing. And quite honestly, no one really knows what they're doing, so don't feel alone. The second thing is that it's okay to be nervous or afraid. If you weren't nervous or afraid, I'd be a little worried about you because life is scary. The third thing is that, most importantly, it's okay to be uncomfortable. In the human services field, I'm a human services major, we use the phrase lean into the discomfort a lot. And I've really, really realized over the past 6 months that that's what it's all about. Life isn't comfortable. Life isn't easy. You don't know what's coming, and life likes to smack you in the face when you're least expecting it. But that's okay. If you lean into it and you embrace it, you're going to grow. Being uncomfortable is growing. Being uncomfortable means that you're learning, that you're changing, that you're figuring things out, because you don't have a choice. It's a good thing, so be uncomfortable. And I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want to challenge you to live your life vulnerably. I want you to go into every room that you walk into and just be your true self, your authentic self, nothing more, nothing less. Because who you are is all I want to see, and who you are should be all you want to see. Tell the people that you love how much you love them. Admit when things get tough. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Like I said, life is tough, and there's nothing that we can do about it but embrace it. Ask for help. You're not made to do this alone. I'm not made to do this alone. Everyone in this room came here to support me today. I'm not alone. You're not alone. We simply aren't wired to survive alone. I was at the, the Liberal Arts Forum last night, and the speaker was actually the founder of the organization To Write Love on Her Arms. And he started talking about the company that we keep and the people we surround ourselves with. And he made a point that really stuck with me. He said, think about the people who know the you between status updates. So what does that mean? We live in a world of social media where we post about all of our accomplishments, about the great things that we're doing, about when we're going to the grocery store. But who knows about the things that we don't post about? Who knows the real you, not the you that you pretend to be on the internet? Surround yourself with those people. Love those people. Love on them and let them love you because you deserve it. You truly do deserve it. The storm of life will always come, but the rain will always go away. You're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Thank you.